Good morning. My name is Jillian, and I'll be your chairperson for today's service. Are there any visitors or new students and families here today? If so, welcome to our temple. Could those of you sitting near them help them find the proper pages for sutras, gathas, and readings? Thank you. First, we'll have Sambujo on page 24 in the Big Book, followed by sutra chanting Juseige on page 23 in the Little Book, and page 93 in the Big Book. Now we will have Gatha sing on page 89 in the Dharma School Service book, followed by Golden Chain, which is located on page 5 in the little book and page 15 in the big book under Golden Chain 1. The Golden Chain. I am a link in Amida's golden chain of love that stretches around the world. I will keep my link bright and strong. I will be kind and gentle to every living thing and protect all who grow weaker than myself. I will think pure and beautiful thoughts, say pure and beautiful words, and do pure and beautiful deeds. May every link in Amida's golden chain of love be bright and strong, and may we all attain perfect peace. Namo Amida-butsu.
Namo Amida-butsu.
Namo Amida-butsu.
Namo Amida-butsu.
Namo
Namo
Amida-butsu.
Amida-butsu.
Now we will have a Dharma lesson by Reverend Mikame.
Good morning, everyone. So I'd like to begin my talk with Namo Amida-butsu with Kansho. Will you please join me in Kansho? Namo Amida-butsu. Namo Amida-butsu. Namo Amida-butsu. Namandab, namandab. Okay, thank you. So today is the last day of the Dharma school, so which means the summer vacation will soon be here. Are you excited? Yeah. So are you planning to go somewhere with your family or friends? Yes? Okay, good. Where would you like to go? Yeah. Disneyland? Or Legoland? Or Great America? or Universal Studio, camping, or something like that. Yeah, maybe there are so many exciting places and events in the United States in summer. So when you go on a trip, I'm sure you will talk with your family or friends about your trip in many ways. You'll probably talk about what the place is like, where you want to go, and what you wanted to do there, and what you want to eat. That's important. And then it is boring to hear such a stories if you're not really going. You would say, Disneyland, camping, sounds fun. It sounds nice, but I don't get to go. Something like this. Then it's sad and disappointing. But what if it was a trip where you were actually going on? Yeah. Wouldn't be excited to hear about it? Wouldn't you want to hear more about it? And wouldn't you want to listen carefully, right? More carefully. Your friends and family members would want to listen to you and hear your ideas and thoughts because they includes you as a member of a trip. Each story about the trip I'm not going on, which was a topic that has nothing to do with you, will become your story if you're on the side of those who participate in the trip. The words of Buddha and the world of enlightenment described in the sutras also shine brightly when you hear them as my own story. The Amida Sutra, which is one of the important sutras in the tradition, described what the Pure Land is like. The beings in the Pure Land and suffer no pain, but only enjoy pleasure of various kinds. That's why the Pure Land is called utmost bliss. There are trees, ponds, and the buildings decorated with the jewels, wonderful music, and the earth is made of gold. And beautiful flowers are falling, and beautiful birds of various colors are singing with melodious and delicate sounds. And a pleasant wind is blowing, and the Pure Land is filled with such a splendid adornments. Based on the description of the sutras, it is adornments of the Naijin that showed us in this way that we can understand. However, when we look at this description from the bird's eye view, we tend to dismiss them from right to left, saying, this dreamlike world has nothing to do with me. The world of the Buddha and the world of enlightenment taught in the sutras shine brightly only when we hear them as something that is closely related to us. Even though we know that everyone is equal, we may judge person in front of us as good or bad, like or dislike. You may get angry at person you don't like, and you might hurt them sometimes with harsh words or violence. And this is what is happening in the United States and the world. And then sometimes this happens to us when the situation changes. And the world enlightenment preached in the Buddhism sounds seemingly far removed from the world. From our enlightenment eyes, we cannot see or understand the enlightenment world. However, from the eyes of the Buddha, we are taught that everyone's life shines equally, transcending our personal likes and dislikes. When we shown the world as seen through the eyes of enlightenment or Buddha is showing us that each of us is included to the world of enlightenment. Amida Buddha has showed us that every one of us will definitely be born as an enlightened Buddha. So this world, the enlightenment, is the world we are going to achieve, not through our power. What do you think when you hear this? Wouldn't you think that it has nothing to do with you? From the Buddha's point of view, we repeat the life of delusion such as hell, hungry ghosts, and other deluded lives. Therefore, Amida Buddha has always wishes for us to be released from the sufferings in sufferings and live a harmonious and a peaceful life. It is not about someone else. It is about each of us. It is not about someday, but we can rejoice in here and now, at this moment. Buddha has shown us that Amida will not abandon any of us. As long as you think that life is going well and that you can overcome anything by yourself, you may not be able to hear any of this as your own story. But the life has its twists and turns, and there are times of despair. The material things of this world, including our lives, change and break down over time. People and things we rely on may turn their backs on us when circumstances change. But the Buddha's enlightenment is an enlightenment that transcends time and space, that never breaks and always embraces each of us. Shinran Shonin, who is our founder, also drew the words of Buddha's enlightenment into his own life and rejoiced sincerely with his Dharma friends by making these wisdom and compassion for Shinran alone as his own realization. Even if we do not wish it, Amida has included each of us as a member of a journey to the Pure Land. We are all fellow travelers on the journey to the same destination. So I hope let us together listen carefully and be happy about the wishes of Amida. If you have a chance to, I hope you have a wonderful summer vacation. But if you have a chance to come and visit the temple, you can come always and join this service even during the summer vacation. Okay? So thank you so much for your kind attention. I'd like to conclude my talk with Namo Amida Butsu and Gassho. Namo Amida Butsu. Namo Amida Butsu. Namo Amida Butsu. Namandab, namandab. Thank you.
Thank you, Reverend Mikame. We will now have Gatha Sayonara on page 103 in the Little Book, followed by the Promise located on page 5 in the Little Book. The Promise. We thank the Buddha for showing us the way of freedom. We'll endeavor to walk in this noble path every day of our lives. Namo Amida Butsu.
Namo Amida Butsu.
Namo Amida Butsu.
Namo Amida Butsu.
Namo Amida
Namo
Butsu.
Amida Butsu.
Thank you to Rinban Sakamoto, Reverend Mikame, Mr. Jones, Mr. Akazuki, Ms. Tanabe, and to musicianess Mrs. Jones. I'd like to introduce Larry Honda, the Betsuan president, who has an important message.
I thought Joyce was introducing me. I'm a little discombobulated. Okay. Hi, everyone. I'm Larry Honda. I'm the temple president. And I'm here to acknowledge and thank all of the Dharma School personnel. Whether it's your first year helping out, like most of our teaching assistants, or whether you've been doing it for 5 years or 10 years, or I don't even want to know how long some of you have been doing it, quite frankly, Kathy or Ed or Moss or whoever. I don't even have the words to express the gratitude from the Betsuin for all you do. You sacrifice all your Sundays to come and help our youth develop into hopefully really great adults eventually. So thank you very much. So as a small appreciation of we'd like to give you some gift cards. So when your name is called, please come up and do oshoko, and then you'll be getting the gift cards from the ministers. So first we'd like to acknowledge the Dharma School teachers. So first up, Erika Tsukimura. And after you do this, just stay up, and then we're going to have pictures taken at different times. So please remain standing afterwards. Next, Arlene Mori. Alan Kondo. I don't know if I see Alan. Nope. Julie Suyoshi. Linda Ichinaga. Kimiko Rodriguez. Kathy Pike. Donna Bussey, who also serves as the treasurer. Patty Canetta. Ed Notahara. And last but not least, Mas Nishimura. Joyce, did you want a picture of them as a group or not? Right now? Lynn's going to take.
Juseige with them.
Okay. Okay, now we'll begin. So remain up there. We'll get a picture taken with the aides. So we'd like to acknowledge our teachers' aides. So same thing. When your name is called, please come up and do a shoko, and then find a space to stand over there. Jacqueline Aochi. Katie Hamada. Mika Kono. Hallie Chang. Brandon Shoji. And Bradley Nakagawa. So maybe you could all kind of gather in the center there, and I think my wife's going to take a picture. Okay, I have other people.
Okay. My name's Kathy Pike, and I'm the TA advisors. We have 3 high school kids that are graduating this year, so I have 3 openings for TAs. So if you're interested, you know where to find me. Thank you. Sorry.
And we're always looking for Dharma school teachers. So if any of you are interested in becoming a Dharma school teacher, contact Mei Kawamoto, I would assume. Or you can contact Rinbon or me, of course. But okay, well, so our Dharma school staff includes more than just the teachers and the student aides. So we'd like to acknowledge all of them as well. So again, same thing. If I call your name, please come up and do Oshoko and remain standing. And I guess we'll do more pictures later. So we've had 2 Dharma school service chair supervisors. I don't know if you noticed them, but they're the ones who are organizing the Dharma school students who come up and chair the 9:30 services, and like the Dharma school teachers, they have to be here as well every morning, and so we'd like to acknowledge them. So first is Nancy Aochi. And the second is Anne Chavez. Next, we'd like to acknowledge our superintendent of Dharma School. We've had, since my time here, we've had various superintendents, and so we'd like to acknowledge the great job that they do. So this year's superintendent is Mei Kawamoto. As you all know, we also have a Dharma School Parents Organization, or a DSPO organization. So we'd like to acknowledge the people who helped chair that group. So our 2 DSPO chairs, first up is Krista Mizuzaki. And the second is Tori Sakurai. So as you may or may not know, our DSPO chairs, they're the ones who organize the people to volunteer for crosswalk duty and your snacks for the students here. When I was a student here, when Mr. Onishi and I were Dharma School students here, we never got snacks. And I think we had to wear ties all the time and stuff like that. You guys have no idea how good you have it now. I wish we had snacks. Anyway, we'd like to acknowledge the treasurer for DSPO, so that's Sarah Shoji. Is Sarah here? Nope. Okay. We are fortunate here to have wonderful musicians who accompany our services all the time. So I like to acknowledge our organists. So first up, Mas Nishimura. Next is Elaine Jones. And our third musician is Michael Yoshihara. I don't believe he's here today. And like everything else, if you are able to play the organ or something, we're always looking for more musicians as well. So again, contact Rinbon or me or May. Let's see. The pandemic brought a bunch of new things, and one of the things, of course, is that we had to stream our services online, and so we now have a crew who helps do that every week. And so even though we've obviously come back to in-person services, we're going to continue to broadcast our services online. So we'd like to acknowledge them as well. So first up, Steve Onishi. Randy Kao. Is Randy here? No. Brandon Uenaka. Didn't see. Kevin Kitagawa. And the one who's last is doing the service day, Paul Endo, who's walking out with the iPad in his arm. And again, if you want to help doing that, if run the technical side, it's not too hard. So please contact, I think, Steve about that one. And there he goes. And last but certainly not least, we'd like to thank and acknowledge our minister assistants and our ministers. Obviously, they do everything for us. So again, this is just a very small token of our appreciation. So our minister assistants are Sumi Tanabe, Dennis Akizuki, and Michael Jones. And of course, our two ministers, so instead of having the ministers presented to themselves, we'll have, that'd be tacky. So we'll have Joyce Iwasaki present these. So to Reverend Atsuko Mikame, and Rinban Gerald Sakamoto. So again, would you gather together for a picture, please? Special thank you to Joyce Iwasaki. She's the one who organized all this and told me that I had to chair this. So thank you, Joyce. And while I have the mic, none of this happens without thanking two more groups. And so one group is, of course, the Dharma School students themselves. So thank you on behalf of the teachers and everyone else. Obviously, without the students, there's nothing here. I hope you've gotten so many different things out of being a Dharma School student. Obviously, we're hoping that you learn some of the Dharma, that you actually figure out some of the things that are being taught to you. But from my point of view, I hope you also get some wonderful new friends, that you get some lifelong friends that you can take with you. That's what my kids have. My daughter certainly has some of her best friends she met at Dharma School. In fact, she's going to a wedding for one of them in a week or two or something like that. I'm mixing them all up. She's going to like 5 weddings this year. So. And then last but certainly not least, I'd like to thank whoever brought you here. For most of you, it's your parents, but it may be grandparents or friends or whoever. So thank you for bringing your children here to learn the Dharma. And again, from personal experience, I think it's totally worthwhile. My kids are, well, don't tell them I said this, but they're great kids. So thank you.
Are there any announcements?
I didn't realize the presentation was going to be part of the service, but saved my announcements for announcements. I would also echo everything that Larry said about this year. Thank you, everyone, for coming out in person. It's kind of weird, but we all made it. So thank you all. I just wanted to acknowledge some of the students who came a lot of weeks during this year. There wasn't really a cutoff, but there were students that came here a lot of times, and I know it's hard getting out of bed on Sundays, and your parents brought you here, as Larry mentioned. So I will be quick because we're already way over, but I will just announce the names, and I have a little token for your attendance, and I'll pass them around the classrooms later. So from preschool through 4th grade, we have Yuki Akimoto, Jace Hirabayashi, Rayleigh Brunick, Kaylee Ide, Royce Brunick, Connor Suligwin, Kiyo Taji, Colin Hara, Bryson Ide, and Clinton Yamada. I'll have you save the claps till the end of the announcement, the rest of these, so you don't have to keep clapping. Okay, so this is for 5th grade through high school. I'll just announce them all. Dylan Suligwin, Reese Warner, Rossi Taji, Logan Chavez, Emily Hamada, Marcus Sakurai, Adeline Yamada, Jillian Aochi, Sarah Chavez, Ellie Hyun, Lexi Mag, and then high school, Mia Sakurai, Catherine Tanaka, Chiemi Wang, Jacqueline Aochi, Katie Hamada, Mika Kono, and by the way, these last 3 I just mentioned are also TAs, and then Hallie Chang, Bradley Nakagawa, and Brandon Shoji. So I will. Yeah. Thank you all for attending Dharma School this year. Hope to see you next year, and I will see you in your classrooms later. Thank you.
Before everyone leaves the temple, please straighten all the books for the next service. Those of you who are interested to attend the adult English service following this service, or you are welcome to stop by the open door cafe tent outside in the front of the garden. For your safety, please obey the crossing guards and look both ways before crossing the street. Thank you for attending today's service. We hope you have a great summer. See you all again at Obon on July 8th and 9th, and when Dharma School resumes on September 10th.
September, hopefully. Have a safe summer. Bye. Bye-bye. See you next summer. September. Bye. Thank you. Bye. See you next time. See you boom.
Good morning. I'm Dennis Akizuki. I'll be your chairperson for this morning's service. Before we begin the service, just a reminder, there's no food or drinks allowed in the Hondo, and please turn off your cell phones or put them on silent. Thank you. Do we have anybody here for the first time? Okay. We will begin this morning's service with Sambujo on page 24 in the large service book, followed by sutra chanting Juseige on page 23 in the Dharma school service book and page 93 in the large service book.
自那自然修门，过所就满足，应有罗吉波，你听那自修就起，天空空年，一宿开火中，火色kun no kuho。上大集中専門指針文供養一切物無相種特本元年出上満国威三外王名物無形地自那罪不赦，願悪営力，多し最小尊，心願や国家，大戦の感動、国書天理、統一名アマンナムアマンナムアマンナムアマンナムアマンナムアマンナムアマンナムアマンナムアマンナムアマンナムアマンナムアマンナムアマンナムアマンナムアマンナムアマンナムアマンナムアマンナムアマンナムアマンナムアマンナムアマンナムアマンナムアマンナムアマンナムアマンナムアマンナムアマンナムアマンナムアマンナムアマンナムアマンナムアマンナムアマンナムアマンナムアマンナムアマンナムアマンナムアマンナムアマンナムアマンナムアマンナムアマンナムアマンナムアマンナムアマンナムアマンナムアマンナムアマンナムアマンナムアマンナムアマンナムアマンナムアマンナムアマンナムアマンナムアマンナムアマンナムアマンナムアマンナムアマンナムアマンナムアマンナムアマンナムアマンナムアマンナムアマンナムアマンナムアマンナムアマンナムアマンナムアマンナムアマンナムアマンナムアマンナムアマンナムアマンナムアマンナム
Please rise for the Gatha, I'm a Link in the Golden Chain, which you'll find on this one. It'll be the second song. Please remain standing for the Three Treasures, which is on page 3 in the small Dharma School service book.
I will say, and pure and beautiful
join now in the reading of the three treasures on page 3 in the Dharma School Service book. Hard is it to be born into human life. Now we are living it. Difficult is it to hear the teachings of the Blessed One. Now we hear it. If we do not deliver ourselves in the present life, no hope is there that we shall be freed from suffering and sorrow in the ocean of birth and death. Let us reverently take refuge in the three treasures of the truth. I take refuge in Buddha. May we all together absorb into ourselves the principle of your way to enlightenment and awaken in ourselves a supreme will. I take refuge in Dharma. May we all together be submerged in the depth of the doctrine and gain wisdom as deep as the ocean. I take refuge in Sangha. May we all together become units in true accord in your life of harmony, in a spirit of universal oneness, free from the bondage of selfishness. Even through ages of myriads of kalpas, hard is it to hear such an excellent, profound, and wonderful doctrine. Now we are able to hear and receive it. Let us thoroughly understand the true meaning of Tathagata's teaching. Namo Amida Butsu. Namo Amida Butsu. Namo Amida Butsu. Thank you. Please be seated. Dharma message this morning will be given by Minister Assistant Michael Jones.
Good morning. Please join me in Gassho. In the land of happiness, Sarakas, Bodhisattvas, human beings, and all devas possess luminous wisdom, and their bodily features and adornments are all the same. Different terms are used for them only in accord with the forms of existence in other worlds. Their countenances, dignified and wonderful, are beyond compare. Their bodies, delicate and subtle, are neither human nor deva. Theirs is the body of emptiness, the body of boundless. So take refuge in Amida, the power of non-discrimination. Namo Amida Butsu. Namo Amida Butsu. Namo Amida Butsu. Namo. Good morning, everyone. Thank you for joining us here today. I'm happy to see you here and grateful to those joining us online or those of you catching up with us on the recording later. This is Pride Month. And, you know, it's interesting. It's always fascinating to me. We don't coordinate our talks between the 9:30 service and the 10:10 service. But it always amazes me that we seem to touch on the same things. So Reverend Mikame in her discussion talked about being nice to each other and recognizing each other as equals and so on. And so you're going to hear a little bit of a common theme here. But some of you may remember that before the pandemic, we started a new group called Mina no Mura, or Village for Everyone. Our purpose in creating the group was to have a focal point for the work to make this temple a safe and welcome place for everyone. We had a really successful kickoff event in October of 2019, but the pandemic sort of got in the way after that, and so we need to get things going again. So Elaine and I are working on that. One would think that there would have been a lot of progress made over the almost 4 years that have transpired since, but actually the opposite has happened. The country as a whole has taken massive step backward. States have enacted a variety of anti-LGBTQ laws, some targeting gays, others transgender, but there are two common threads to all of these laws. First, they are directed toward the LGBTQ plus community. And second, and this is my personal opinion, these laws have their basis in hate. Hate comes in many forms and has many causes. In this case, I believe that the root cause is fear. As a species, humans fear what they don't understand. And if what they don't understand appears in their mind to threaten them or their ways of life, that fear evolves into hate. Of course, we're taught here not to return hate with hate. In fact, I have stood here asking you to try to resolve these kinds of feelings by working to better understand the point of view of those on the other side of the issue. This would be the compassionate approach, And as you all know by now, compassion is a major element of what we want to bring into our everyday lives. This isn't just a Buddhist sentiment. The Romans knew this truth as well. The Roman Emperor Marcus Aurelius, who lived about the same time as Nagarjuna in about 100 AD, was quoted as saying, "Kindness is invincible, but only when it's sincere, with no hypocrisy or faking. For what can even the most malicious person do if you keep showing kindness, and if given the chance, you gently point out where they were wrong, right as they are trying to harm you?" This is all well and good, but we can't influence the governments of Texas or Florida or other states enacting hateful laws which put our LGBTQ plus population at risk. We can, however, do something here at home, here in our temple. This seems like a good time to talk about, at the Betsuin, how we treat people when they visit us. Some years ago, we had greeters at all of our 1010 services. I remember Jeannie Nakano and Joyce Iwasaki, among others, walking around with a small book, greeting people, asking any visitors to write down their names and where they're from, and then they would make an announcement and introduce the guests, welcoming them and having them stand to be recognized. Since we've come back from COVID, Sumi and Miss Mikame Sensei can usually be seen at the front of the temple, greeting people as they arrive. But what about the rest of us? And I think when I look at that, I try, but not often enough, to say hello to people I don't recognize and introduce myself. And I have on occasion been known to introduce myself to people I've already introduced myself to in the past. This is before masks, so no excuses. It's a little embarrassing, but I think it's better to introduce yourself twice than never greet them at all. So, but once we've greeted the folks, then what? Part of the standard announcement at the 9:30 service is for people around the visitors to make sure they find the proper books and places in the books for the chants and gathas and other readings. Are we doing that? Are we keeping an eye out and making sure that the visitors aren't struggling to find things? Part of making this a welcome place, and for the LGBTQ members of our Sangha and for the greater community, is making everyone feel welcome and safe. It doesn't matter what subset of the community they are. We want everyone to feel safe and welcome. We need to think of our Betsuin, our temple, as we would our own home. Everyone who walks through these doors was invited to come to our temple. When a guest arrives at your home, you greet them, you make them feel welcome and comfortable, you make them feel safe. It should be no different here. We should feel a sense of hospitality here. As you're probably aware, a group of us went to Japan last month, primarily to attend the World Buddhist Women's Conference. Over 2,000 people from around the world attended the conference in Kyoto. Our group did some touring before the conference and went to several places, including Reverend Mikame's home temple in Oda Shimane. Elaine and I have been to Japan before, but it never ceases to impress me as how welcoming they are wherever we go. Our bus pulls into a hotel, and there are staff members out in front smiling and waving to us. And as soon as the bus comes to a stop, more staff members come running out of the hotel, running, not walking, running out of the hotel. And they're greeting us, and at the same time, they're offloading our luggage. And by the time that most of us get off the bus, our luggage is waiting for us in the lobby. At the end of our stay, as we board the bus and drive away, members of the hotel staff are out in the driveway smiling and waving goodbye. When we went to Mikame Sensei's temple, the tour bus couldn't make the last part of the journey because the road was too windy and narrow. So some of the temple members greeted us at the rest stop at the base of the mountain and took us up in smaller vans the rest of the way. Then they treated us to a service, a wonderful lunch that they prepared and packaged for us. They really made us feel as if we were part of their Sangha. And yes, we were greeted and sent off with smiles and waves from everyone. Now, I'm not recommending that we all form a receiving line out front and wave to everyone as they come in. That probably wouldn't be in character with the US here or even in any Western culture. But I do think we, and I include myself in this we, could do and should do more than we do today. There's a Jodo Shinshu creed written by Renyo called Ryogemon. This creed speaks of abandoning the miscellaneous practices that would lead to enlightenment and to instead rely upon the compassionate vow of Amida Buddha. It's mostly recited in Japanese, and because it was written almost 600 years ago and the language used is a bit out of date, the Nishi Hongwanji in Kyoto released a new version within the last year. I'm not certain exactly who wrote it, so I won't guess. But this new version, while still owing our eventual liberation to Amida and recognizing Shinran for bringing this message to us, talks about coming as you are, sonomama. It encourages us not to get lost in our greed or anger. We should remember that joy and sadness are both part of life. Just as there is no life without death, there can be no joy if there is never sadness. As we listen to the teachings, our hearts and minds begin to soften or get less rigid. We begin to open up and really listen. The new Ryogemon encourages us to live life to the fullest, not to hold back. But we must also allow ourselves to listen, to understand, and to really hear the teachings and each other. Some of you grew up in this temple. The San Jose Buddhist Church has been around for 121 years. The building you're sitting in was completed in 1937, over 85 years ago. Yet there may even be a couple of folks here with us today that will remember when the Hondo was where the gym is now. Others may have joined us here in your teens or as adults, or you may not have any history here before that. Regardless of your age or how long you've been around, you are part of this Sangha and part of this temple. Many of us have entrusted our children to organizations and activities at the temple, Lotus Preschool, Scouts, Junior YBA. We trusted that our children would be safe, and they were. Some of you may be trusting us with your kids or grandkids now. And even though the world doesn't feel as safe as it did even 20 years ago, I hope you feel that your children are safe with us. Almost 80 years ago, this Hondo was a safe place for a group of very vulnerable people. These were local Japanese and Japanese Americans who had been interned in camps during World War II and were returning home. But they had no homes when they returned. So they stayed here. It was a safe place until they found their new home. The Betsuin at one time or another has been a safe place for many of you, many of your family members, and maybe even your grandparents or great-grandparents. We should all be grateful this place is here, that it has been preserved for us and for our future. One of the best ways to demonstrate that gratitude is to share the warmth and safety of our temple with everyone who comes here. They should be welcomed as they are, straight, gay, trans, bi, black, white, old, young, American, Japanese, French, male, female, non-binary, Buddhist, Catholic, Jewish, Muslims, Protestant, even Dodgers fans. It really doesn't matter. They should be invited to hear the Dharma, just as the plaque above the Onaijin says, Kai Hozo, which comes from Juseige, which we just read. Open the Dharma storehouse. I see that as a greeting or a welcome sign. Come join us. Listen to the Dharma. Welcome to the Sangha. But this is up to us, all of us. We have a part to play in making everyone feel welcome and safe. If you're new here, welcome. Please let us know how we can serve you. If you have a question, just ask. We have ministers' assistants, board members, and Sangha members who can help you. If you feel unsafe about your next step here, please ask one of the ministers or ministers' assistants, and we can handle your inquiry privately. But the primary message is, welcome to San Jose Buddhist Church, Betsuin. Please join me in Gassho. Namo Amida Butsu. Namo Amida Butsu. Namo Amida Butsu. Namo. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Michael, for that really outstanding and very insightful and topical Dharma talk. Please rise now for Gatha Ondokusan II on page 76 in the small service book. Thank you. Please be seated. Are there any announcements? Larry and I are kind of jockeying to see. So next week, today was our last Dharma school service. So next week we begin our summer schedule, and services will be every week here in the Hondo at 10 o'clock, rather at 10:10. So the first week, if you show up at 10:10, it's understandable. You'll be a little late, but then it'll be okay. It'll be okay. Open the door, come on in. But during the summer, we have just one service Sunday mornings, and that starts at 10 o'clock. So please join us for the services during the summer. Obon is coming up, of course, and that's the weekend after the 4th of July weekend. So it's the 8th and 9th, the weekend of the 8th and 9th. A lot of people are involved in a preparation for this festival, which we hold. This is our second one since we were closed down for the pandemic, second in-person Obon since coming out of the pandemic. We hope you'll kind of join us in preparations, but if not, join us certainly when on the 8th and the 9th for Obon. The following weekend of the Obon festival is our Obon Hatsubon and Obon services. The Hatsubon service is on the Saturday, the 15th, and it is for families who have experienced a death in the past year, and you would have received a letter from the Betsuing to attend that Hatsubon service. We hope that you'll join us for that. It's the first Obon service since the passing of a family member. And on the 16th, we'll have our regular Obon service for everybody to participate in. So please do plan to come and join us for Obon, but also plan to come and participate in our Obon service and our Hatsubon service if you have experienced the death of a family member or friend in the past year. 5 p.m. Hatsubon. Hatsubon service is at 5, and 5 on Saturday is the 15th, right? And on the 16th, Obon service will be at 10 o'clock. Thank you to Rinban Sakamoto, Reverend Mikame, Michael Jones, Sumi Tanada, and to organist Elaine Jones, and to our tech person, Paul Endo. This will conclude this morning's service. Let's please join me in closing Kansho and reciting Nembutsu. Namo Amidabutsu. Namo Amidabutsu. Namo Amidabutsu. Thank you. Please come up and Oshoko. For those of you who are interested, please stay for the Japanese language service that will occur as soon as we were able to restart. So, dozo, gassho, please. Thank you very much.
my dream. Yeah. Father and son. Yeah, that was really something to see. Once I said, thank you.
See you.
Yes.
Good morning, Sako. See you. Good morning. Good morning. Nice to see you. Good to see you. Good morning. Isashiburi. ああ、帰ってきましたね。
日本語はしない。しますよ。これからこれから。ありがとう。
ありがとう。元気ですね。ありがとう。まあ、膝もやっぱり。
How you been doing?
Oh, okay. Still around, so. Okay, okay.
Yeah.
Good morning.
Good morning. Good to see you again.
Good to see you.
Sorry I was a little late. Next time I'll be on time.
Yes, yes.
You get to sleep in an extra half an hour now. Or more, you don't have to
Yeah, yeah.
suck up on classes or whatever.
I should have started a letter. Maybe I'll just email it. It's the Tokuzenji.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
I don't know if we can get it. We'll soon have better.
Yeah.
Hi, Phyllis.
Everything good?
And then it takes forever for our letter to get
There. It's getting better. Slowly but surely.
Is that right?
Yeah.
So that's the stone.
You know, now I don't
Up
get on
against the
ladders
wall.
anymore.
The tall one, yeah, the vertical one.
Okay. You'll experience it. Okay. Yeah, you just know, you gotta know your limitations. Yeah. All right, we'll see you.
Oh, well.
I guess we could, in that plaque, the thank you plaque, also do a translation maybe.
Yeah.
Good morning, sir. Okay.
Going good?
Okay.
Hanging in there? How's the knee going? I saw you walking up there. You were looking a little ginger there. You gotta do something about that, man. You can't live your life like that.
Yeah. So,
Have you gone to the doctor?
Oh, yeah.
What did they diagnose? Is it
it's
arthritis or is it
so you know, there's the tissue. What is it?
meniscus?
Yeah, it's kind of torn. It's not quite bone on bone yet,
Yeah.
but it's pretty close. So he said, maybe within the next 2-3 years.
You have arthritis?
Yeah.
You know how it works with that ointment? Like,
Yeah.
it works with you. It's only like 3 or 4 hours, but.
Yeah. Thank you.
Well, hey, you know, you're gonna have to face this thing. So. Well, I'll tell you, once you get it, you're going, why the hell did I waste it? You know, I wake up now, boom, I'm out of the bed, and it doesn't take me like 3 or 4 steps anymore. No pain, no nothing. But the only thing is, you get older, you can probably lose your balance. But there's exercise, you can competent do it, but it doesn't. Once you get a certain age, man, it's just the way it goes. Okay,
Thank you.
come on.
Good morning.
Okay. Final, I get chance to Kansho.
You gonna do Kansho?
What? Not necessarily, nobody else. I'm so happy to stay with what you haven't done it for a long time.
Yeah. Okay, so if you could do Kansho, we can get started. When she's
Even
ready.
Mikame says to give me a signal.
Okay.
Are we ready?
ちょっと待って。 ございます。今月もようこそ皆様三の瀬仏院の日本語講座にお参りいただきました。今日はねなんかちょっと賑やかで嬉しいです。ありがとうございます。はい、ようこそお越しいただきました。はい、このねサービスは最初にお勤めから始めさせていただきます。多分分かりやすいのがこの大きなパープルのサービスブックス使っていただければと思うんですけど、最初に三部条というところをお勤めします。24ページだったかな。はい、24ページ、25ページ、三部条をお勤めした後に93ページの重生下というところのお勤めをさせていただきます。もしよろしかったらご一緒にお勤め参加してください。はい。ご一緒に合唱お願いいたします。合唱。ナマンダーツナマンダーツナマンダーツナマンダーツナマンダーツナマンダーツナマンダーツナマンダーツナマンダー。はい、頭をお下げください。お直りください。ナマンダーツナマンダーツナマンダー。 ご一緒にお念仏申しましょう。ナマンダウツナマンダウツナマンダウツナマンダウツナマンダウツナマンダウツナマンダウツナマンダウツ大はい、頭をお下げください。お直りください。はい、ありがとうございます。そしたら次は、両下門じゃなくて何でしたっけ、三帰依文ですね、すみません、をご一緒にね、ご唱和させていただければと思います。この大きなサービスブックのですね、最初の方でしたね、いつもちょっとごめんなさいね、どこのページか、7ページですね、来三門三帰依門というところがございますので、ご一緒にご唱和していただければと思います。皆さんは週一度っていうふうにあるところからご一緒に読んでいただければと思います。最初私が一人で読みますので、その後続けてご一緒にご唱和ください。第三問。人参受けがたし、今すでに受く。仏法聞きがたし、今すでに聞く。好み根性に向かってどせずんば、さらにいずれの章に向かってか好みをどせん。大衆もろともに四神に参謀に帰し奉るべし。自ら仏に帰し奉る。まさに願わくば主情とともに大道を大下して無常意を起こさん。自ら法に帰し奉る。まさに願わくば主情とともに深く胸像に入りて知恵海のごとくならん。自ら僧に帰し奉る。まさに願わくば主情とともに大衆を通りして一切無下ならん。無常人人未明の方は百千万号にも相合うことかたし、我今検問し授事することを得たり、願わくは如来の真実義を下し奉らん。ナマンダウツナマンダウツナマンダウツナマンダウツナマンダウツ。ありがとうございました。じゃあね、少しばかりお話をさせていただきたいと思います。ちょっともしかしたら漢字書くかもしれないので、黒板をご用意させていただきます。やっぱり日本語って結構漢字をね、こう説明しながらお話しするのってすごく大事だなっていうふうに思うのでね、あんまり綺麗な字じゃないかもしれないですけれども、皆さんでね、一緒に仏法をね、漢字通してまた味わっていただければなというふうに思います。はい、ではお話を始めさせていただきたいと思うんですけれども、先月5月にですね、取ろうかな、5月の5日に1日にここを出まして、サンフランシスコから飛んで2日から13日ぐらいまでですかね、日本に行かせていただくことができたんですね。私一人だけじゃなくて、ここにもね何人かいらっしゃいますけれども、お寺のメンバーの方と一緒に、この親鸞上人ね、浄土真宗の開祖であります親鸞上人のお誕生850年をお祝いと、プラス浄土真宗が始まって800年のお祝いをね、京都の西本願寺で大きなお勤めがあるということでね、それをメインでそこにお参りさせていただくということでね、38人ぐらいの方と一緒にね、サンフランシスコから飛んで日本に行きました。ね、楽しかったですよね。わかるかな、日本語ね、楽しかったです。とっても楽しいね時間を過ごさせていただいたわけなんですけれども、この大きな法要っていうのはですね、だいたい50年に1回とか100年に1回お勤めされるんですよね。100年50年ごとに50年ごとにお勤めをしていってお祝いのお勤めをさせていただくわけなんですけども、 今日この2023年にその5月にその同じメンバーでね、京都の本願寺でお参りさせていただいたっていうことを、たまたまみんなね、時間があったから一緒に行けたかもしれないですけども、これ考えてみたら、ね、50歳まで生きていくことができない人だったらそれさえも難しかったですよね。なのに、ね、皆さんで三ノ瀬から一緒にお参りができたっていうのはすごいことなんだなっていうのをね、改めて思いました。でね、ちょっと嬉しかったので、お年中買ってしまいましてね、欲しかったから買ったんですけど、これを記念して求めさせていただこうという、何でも買う時には口実が欲しいもんですよね。そうと思ってね、お年中買わせていただきました。これ後ろに親鸞上人ご誕生850年ってちゃんと書いてありますので、また50年後にもしよかったらこれ持っていけたらいいなっていうのもね、思いながら、分かんないです、皆さんもまた50年後一緒に行けたらいいなっていうふうに思いますけどもね、そういう口実で買わせていただきました。綺麗でしょ、ね、もうそう光の当たり具合でね、いろんな色を見せてくれたりするのですごく気に入っているわけなんですけど、今日はちょっとね、このお年中を通してね、話させてもらおうかなって思うんですが、浄土真宗ではね、この法具のことをお年中っていうふうに言います。お年中って言います。一般的にはね、結構この辺りの方も数珠っていうふうに言われる。お数珠取ってとか、お数珠をそんなところに置いちゃダメとかね、そういうふうに数珠って言いますね。漢字で書きますと、数珠って玉を数えるって書いて数珠ですよね。なのでね、この数珠っていう時のこの法具、合ってるかな、合ってますちょっともうなんかよく分からなくなってきますね。そう玉を数えるためのね、法具として捉えられているわけなんですね。今この大きさですけれどもね、腕につけるときはこんな小さなものですけど、いろんなバリエーションがありますけれども、本来数珠と言われたときはね、108つ玉があるわけなんです。108個ね。108と聞きますと何を思い浮かべますか？そうね、鐘を打ちますよね。除夜の鐘をね打ちますけれども、煩悩の数というふうに言われるわけなんですね。煩悩の数が象徴されるのが108であります。ですから数珠と言われる時には、この一つ一つ玉を繰り出して、何万打仏何万打仏とお唱えしながらね、多分真言かもしれないですけど、何万打仏何万打仏ってお唱えしながら、この108個の煩悩をから離れていこうっていうのがそういうための法具、道具として使われるのが数珠っていうのが本来のあり方なんですね。で仏教はご存知の通り、煩悩っていうのを問題にします。煩悩ってどういうものかって言いますと、親鸞上人はこんなふうに説明してくださいました。煩悩、煩というはこの身を煩わす、そして悩というのは心を迷わすって言います。もう一度言います。煩というは身を煩わす、悩というは心を悩ますっていうふうにお書物の中でね示してくださっています。私たちの悩みっていうのは、頭も心も抱えてね、身動きが取れなくなってしまうような時もありますけれども、そんな悩みだったり心配事だったり怒りの心だって、そういうのは煩悩があるから止めどなく起こってくるんですよというふうにね、仏教は教えてくれています。他にもね、仏説無量寿経っていうお経の中にはね、こんな言葉があるんですね。田んぼがあったらあったで悩むし、なかったらなかったで悩むし、家があったらあったで悩むし、なかったらなかったで悩むのような感じでね、続いていくわけなんですけれどもね、今風に考えてみたらですね、結婚していたら結婚していたで悩むし、していなかったらしていなかったで悩むし、子供がいたらいたらで悩むし、 いなかったらいなかったで悩む。そして仕事があったらあったで悩むし、なかったらなかったで悩むとかね、いろいろあると思うんですけれども、皆さんどうでしょう。自分のこととして引き寄せてもらった時に、あ、そうだなっていうふうに思うかもしれません。私この間先日ね、お友達でご結婚されていて、お子さんがいらっしゃる方とねお話ししていると、こういろいろ悩みをねこう言っていると、私はこういうふうに今悩んで、なんかちょっといろいろね世間話をしていたら、私のこの今独身ですけど、独身の立場でこういうふうにこう考えている立場であるのとね、あちらはねご結婚されてお子さんがいる立場での悩みとかね考えてることって違うんだなと思ってね、これは悩みっていうのはどんな時でもあるんだなっていうふうにね、このさっきのね仏説無量寿経の他があれば悩むしっていうふうに、なかったらなかったで悩むっていうのをね、本当だったなっていうふうにね思わされましたね。だからどんな時でもあるわけですからね、この悩みが起こるっていうのは実は外からこの苦しみの原因が来るわけじゃなくって、この私の煩悩が作り出しているんですよっていうふうにね仏教は教えてくれるわけ、仏教では考えるわけです。ですからこの煩悩から離れていくことがそのまんま苦しみから離れていく方法ですよっていうふうにね、教えて考えているわけなんですね、仏教では。ですから浄土真宗の開祖であります親鸞上人も実は比叡山、この度もね行きました。日本に行った時にね比叡山に登りましたけど、そこの修行僧として9歳から29歳までね苦しみを離れるために一生懸命修行をねされてきました。命がけのご修行だったということなんですね。うまくこうねこの煩悩から離れられればいいんですけれども、みんながみんなね離れられるわけではない、ね。この煩悩っていうのは考えてみたらこうポンとこうね白い何か布にねポンとインクを落として一生懸命こすって取れるようなものじゃなくって、内側からこう染み出ているもののようなものだっていうふうに考えてみてもらったらいいと思います。20年かけても離れることができなかった。むしろ自分は行を重ねれば重ねるほど心の、ね、中からもう煩悩からね離れられない、そういうものだったっていうところに気づいていかれました。煩悩具足の自分だったっていうふうに言われます。具足っていうのは煩悩が外からあるわけじゃなくて、私に元から備わっとった、もうこの中から私は何でできてるかっていうと、もう 100% 煩悩でできてるようなものでしたっていうふうにね気づいていかれた、そういうお言葉だったわけなんですね。単独門っていうお経のお書物の中にね、親鸞上人はそのご自身の姿のこと、お心のことをねこんなふうにおっしゃってます。浄水を凝らすといえども、しきろうしきりに動き、真月を感ずといえども、猛運なを覆う、ね、昔の言葉だからちょっと難しいかもしれません。もう一回言います。浄水を凝らすといえども、しきろうしきりに動き、真月を感ずといえども、猛運なを覆う。浄水っていうのは、定める水って書くんですけど、これで読めます。浄水ってこれで読むんですけれども、心、まあね、大きな湖をねちょっと思い浮かべていただければと思うんですけど、湖とか池とかね、そういうのを思い浮かべていただけたらと思うんですけれども、浄水の状態っていうのは波風が一つも立たずに穏やかな状態の浄水の状態だったならば、きれいに月のね様子っていうのはこう湖面に映りますよね。だけど私の心っていうのは常にこうね、妄念があって、 なんだろうね、ざわざわざわざわしていて、ね、湖面がざわざわざわざわわさわさわさわさ波立っていて、全く真実をね見出すことができないんですよっていうふうに自分のこの煩悩具足の姿をね嘆いていかれたわけなんですね。で煩悩からそういうことをね語っておられるわけです。でそこで、悩まれた親鸞上人は後のお師匠さんであります法然上人のもとにね、尋ねられます。するとね法然上人はこんなふうにおっしゃる。往生死後を念仏一本っておっしゃるんですね。どういうことかっていうと、往生の行は念仏一つですよ。念仏を本としますよ。救いはお念仏ただ一つですよっていうふうにね教えてくださったんですね。だからそれはねどういうことかっていうと、煩悩があろうが煩悩がなかろうが賢かろうが愚かだろうが、ね、私たちが救われていく道はお念仏一つですよっていうふうに教えてくださいました。お念仏っていうのは南無阿弥陀仏です。私たちずっとねお経でも、お勤めの間でもね、の前でもね南無阿弥陀仏南無阿弥陀仏とお唱えさせていただきますけれども、このね南無阿弥陀仏を唱えることが救いのいいんですよっていうわけじゃなくて、私のもとに南無阿弥陀仏と届いてきてくださっているこの言葉のこのね言われっていうところを聞かせていただいてうなずいていくっていうところが大事ですよって言われたわけです。じゃあ南無阿弥陀仏ってどういうことかっていうと、南無っていうのは任せなさいっていう意味なんですね。で阿弥陀仏っていうのはこの仏様のことです。だからね南無阿弥陀仏と私この自分の口で言ってるんですけども、仏様がこの私の身に満ち満ちて私の口をこじ開けて任せなさいって言ってくださっているのが南無阿弥陀仏っていうことなんですね。不思議ですね。なんか自分で言ってるのに仏様が私の中でこう口をこじ開けて南無阿弥陀仏私に任せなさいよっておっしゃっている。なんで任せなさいっておっしゃるのかっていうと、それは私の方に何一つね仏になっていく、ね、苦しみを超えていくための頼りになるものが一つもないっていうところをね見抜かれていたわけなんですね。もし当てになるようなものが一つでもあるんだったら、こうしたらいいよっていうふうに教えてくれるかもしれないけれども、一つもないっていうところを見抜かれたわけでありました。だからね苦しみを気づかずに繰り返している姿をねきっとね外で放っておけなかった、見とってね放っておけなかったんだと思います。だから私の命の方にねこう届いてきてくださって、私の命の上で南無阿弥陀仏私に任せなさいっていうふうにね私と共にいてくださる、そういう仏様であるわけなんです。だからこの浄土真宗の教えは仏様の教えを聞いてね私がピカピカな仏様になっていくっていうわけじゃありません。この煩悩がある限りね私がピカピカな仏様になることはありえませんから、何一つ仏様になるにはね、任せられない、何も頼りになるものがないからこそ仏様が私のもとに届いて、大丈夫よ、私はあなたの命任せなさいよ、安心して生きてきなさいよっていうね、そのお心を聞かせていただくっていうところがねとても私たちにとっては大切なことであります。どんなに知恵を蓄えてもねきっとこのね世間を生きていく上ではねきっととっても役に立ちます。お金を儲けたり人の役に立ったりねするかもしれないですけれども、仏になっていく苦しみを乗り越えていく上ではね私たちが蓄えていくこの知恵っていうのはね実は頼りにならないわけです。だからねそしてこのねしっかり勉強してきたこともねやがて忘れていってしまう、ね、少しずつ置いていってしまう、ようなね私たち存在であります。この間お話聞いててね面白いなと思ったんですけど、JR 日本の JR の電車にはねいろんな落とし物があるんだそうです。はい、で一番多い落とし物は何かっていうとね、やっぱり衣類だそうです。マフラーとかね手袋、やっぱりあったかい 冬の時期ね、寒いと思ってマフラーとか手袋してきてるけども、車内っていうのはね暖かいですから、きっとね外して忘れちゃうんだと思うんですけれども、で2位は傘だったりね、3位は書類だったり、4位は現金だそうででどれぐらいお金落ちてるんだろうかというふうに思ったらですね、で2019年東京で警察に届けられた現金はね、総額39億円だそうです。そんなに、そうそう、結構街にはね落ちてるらしいです。私1位はね衣類でしたけども、私も身に覚えがありまして、大学生の時にねアルバイトをしてたんですけどね、アルバイトで疲れて、でそのままお友達の誕生日があったからプレゼントを買いに行ったんですよね。なんかデパートでちょっといいものを買ったんです。でそれをねアルバイトの制服の袋の中に入れて、で電車でねお家に帰る途中だったんですけども、あまりにもちょっと疲れててね、途中で寝ちゃったんですね。そしたら自分のパッと目が覚めたら、自分の降りる駅でその衣類をねバッグごとプレゼントも入ってるのに、もうそのまま落としちゃったっていうねことがありましたから、なんかうなずけるなって思います。別に落とそうと忘れようとしようとして置いていってるわけじゃないんですよね。そう、別の方向に目を向けたら、その次の瞬間はまた別のことをして考えててね、忘れてしまうような私たちだと思うんです。入れても勉強しても、ね、いずれはね忘れていってしまう、そういうねこの心も頭もね日々こうね変わっていく、忘れていってしまう、そういうものであります。だからこの浄土真宗はね、そういった面で安心して忘れていっても大丈夫です。このね私がお話しした仏様のこともね、お説教でお話しした内容も安心して忘れていっていただいても大丈夫です。覚えていかないとテストするよというような教えじゃないです。私の言葉が大事なんじゃなくって、この仏様がどんなふうに私に届いてくださっているのかっていうところをね聞かせてもらって、ああよかったって安心してもらうだけで大丈夫ですので、私のねことは覚えておらんでも大丈夫なんですが、だからねこのお念仏がもしずっとお唱えすることが大事だとしたらね、最後の最後まで、人生の最後の最後までお念仏唱えておきなさいっていうんだったらついていけないと思うんですよね。そしてもし、ね、いつ病気になるかは分からないお互いです。そしていつ命を終えていくか分からないお互いです。ましてや災害にいつ遭うかも分からないお互いであります。ね、いつかっていうふうに私たち思いますけれども、このいつかっていうふうなのはいつ来るかをね分からないですよね。だから今っていうのが大事なんだと思います。災害が来た時、病気になった時、安心してお念仏を唱えられるかっていうか言ったらできないかもしれない。だから今ね聞かせていただいて、ありがたいことだったというふうにね手を合わせていただくことだと思うんです。親鸞上人っていうのはそうだから煩悩を抱えたままで、そして悲しみのど真ん中で、そして悩みのど真ん中でね出会っていけるのがこの仏様ですよっていうふうに親鸞上人は教えてくださいました。ですから親鸞上人はねきっと目の前で涙を流していらっしゃる方がいらっしゃったらね、それは悲しみの原因はね煩悩だから、煩悩から離れていきなさいよとはねきっと言われなかったと思います。あなたの苦しみね、悲しいね、でもその悲しみ苦しみをね分かって一緒に悲しんでおられる仏様っていうのがあなたと共にいらっしゃるんですよ、ね、っていうふうにねきっと手を取り合いながら生きていらっしゃったんだろうなっていうふうに思います。最初に言いましたけれども、浄土真宗ではこの数珠という言い方よりお念珠という言い方をね大事にしますと言いました。お念珠は煩悩から離れていくための宝具じゃありません、ね、私たちは煩悩から離れることはできません。煩悩を抱えて生きているから、いろんな悩みとか苦しみを感じながら頭を悩ませて心をね、 痛ませながら涙を流しながら生きているようなそんな存在であります、ね、でもその一つ一つのご縁をね、ただ悲しい苦しいなんでこんな目に遭わんといけんのんだって終わるんじゃなくって、その一つ一つのご縁をこれが仏様が私のことを心配してくださっとったことだったんだなっていうふうにね、ご褒美を味わっていくご縁にもなるんじゃないかなと思います。そしてこうやって苦しい悲しいって思っている私だからこそ放っておけないでいてくださる仏様だったんだなっていうふうにね、聞かせていただくご縁に、ね、なっていくことだと思います。お念仏っていうのは今念仏っていうのはこういうふうに漢字書きますけれども、念というのは今心に、ね、念ずるっていうふうにあります。私が仏様を念ずるよりも先に仏様が私のことを、ね、念じて心に念じてくださっているっていうところをね、大事に聞かせていただくっていうのがこの、ね、お念じをという法具を使いながらね、聞かせていただくことじゃないかなというふうにね、私いただいております。はい、ではこれにてお話を終わらせていただきます。はい、今月もね皆さんお参りしていただきましてありがとうございました。来月7月はですね、お盆ですので、お盆がですね7月8、9の土日であります。ここのストリートをですねもうブロックして、いろいろお店だったり、そうですねダンスも夜になったらしますので、もしよろしかったら皆さんお友達だったりご家族と一緒に遊びに来ていただければなというふうに思います。ですので7月はねこの日本語講座はお休みということでさせていただきます。8月がですね13日ね、7月お休みして8月にねまたお目にかかれればと思います。はい、で英語の方のサービスもですねサマースケジュールになりますので、もしそうなんですよねいつもだったら9時半からなんですけれども、英語の方はサマースケジュールで10時から、ね、毎週10時から1回ほどサービスさせていただきますので、ご一緒にねお参りできる時がありましたら一緒にお参りしていただければと思います。はい、そうしましたら、一緒にお念仏合唱してで、このご縁を閉じさせていただきたいと思います。合唱お願いいたします。ナマンダウツナンマンダウツナンマンダウツナマンダウツナンマンダウツナマンダウツナマンダウツはい、はい、ありがとうございました。